Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. So, we are here to discuss the mini strategy document. We have created a template. So we generally follow this template. This template basically gives you an idea what to add in a mini strategy document. Now, what is mini strategy document? Every time when client comes on board, we organize a kickoff call with the client. The kickoff call is certainly a call where we try to understand client business, and we have some pre-written questions for which we ask the answers to the client. Now, after that kickoff call, after we have a call with the client, and we actually meet together to understand the client business, and then after that particular kickoff call, everyone who is available on the call, um, certainly the people who are available on the call are the people who works on that campaign or that client. So all the people who are available on the call have to prepare a mini strategy document after the kickoff call. So everyone have to prepare that document and submit that document to the DPs, or they can add the document in the kickoff call note. There is a place where we can add the documents. And after everyone submit the document, the mini strategy document, the TP team leads basically create uh, a complete initial strategy, how we move on that particular campaign. The complete strategy is created by the team, basically the TP team lead, and that strategy is what we follow for the next few months. So that's how basically we work. Everyone who is available on the kickoff call have to prepare this mini strategy document, and once prepared, they have to submit the document. They have to add the document in the kickoff call notes, or they can submit the document to the DPs on the account. And once all the document is submitted, all the documents are submitted, the TP team lead prepare initial strategy combining all the suggestions by all the people who are available on the call. And then we work on those suggestions for the next few months. That is why we create the mini strategy document. We create mini strategy documents so we can collect the suggestions from the various team members who are present on the kickoff call and who will be responsible for the client result. Okay, so I hope you understand why we prepare the mini strategy document, when we prepare the mini strategy document. And I will let you know what section everyone of you have to prepare. But basically, I hope you understand why we prepare this mini strategy document, right?
Yes.
Any questions related to that?
No.
All right. So, this is the template that I already added in the call notes, which we have created. This is the outline, what we actually need to add in this strategy document. Now, the SEO text, whether the junior SEO tech or the senior SEO tech, team leads and DPs have to create this complete document. In this document, basically prepared by everyone, should be uh, in this pattern. So DP team members, sorry, the DPs, the SEO techs, senior and junior, and also the team lead, the SEO team lead, have to prepare the complete document. And the link builders are responsible only for the building portion, right? So everyone, basically the SEO tech team lead and the SEO techs, senior and junior SEO tech, and DPs, senior and junior DPs, have to prepare the complete document. and the link builder have to prepare the link building portion. I mean, you have to create a separate document for yourself where you will add your suggestion, right? So link builders have to create the separate document for their suggestion for the link building only for that particular client. So this is basically who and what section you guys are responsible for. Now this document, when you check the start of this document, obviously you can basically copy this document and create your own. Now the first thing that you need to add is obviously the client name and the client URL, the website URL, and then the number of hours that that client is signed for. So suppose the client is signed for 30 hours SEO and like for, I mean, basically 14 hours or 15 hours for PPC, you can add that in this section. So client name, client URL, and the client hours, that has to be written in the first section, in the first, I mean, in the top of the document. Then the SEMrush organic keywords. uh, when you attend the meeting, you will get to know that you get the link to the SEMrush keyword right into the meeting. I mean, basically the SEO techs are responsible to get the SEMrush report from me or Suresh, and once we give you the report, you can add the link to the SEMrush keywords in your documents. Everyone have to add that report in their documents. Then the technical SEO crawl. The technical SEO crawl is actually a spreadsheet. The you can say the issue spreadsheet that senior techs generally create. So I show you how the sheet looks like. So this is the SEO audit sheet or the analysis sheet, or you can also say is the issue sheet. So this issue sheet have every issue that we find out through the Screaming Frog and from some other tools. Like backlink profile analysis is different than, I mean, we utilize different tools for backlink profile analysis. And so yeah, so mostly the errors that are shown in this spreadsheet are basically from the Screaming Frog. So the senior SEO techs, or you can also say the primary SEO analyst, are basically responsible to create this spreadsheet, which they also utilize in the website analysis that they perform within the 3 days of the kickoff call. So they prepare this spreadsheet before the kickoff call and they submit this spreadsheet. So we need to add the link to this spreadsheet in the mini strategy document. So the organic keywords, you can ask me or Sudhir to get the SEMrush keyword report, or you may get the SEMrush keyword report in the kickoff call as well. So you can link that spreadsheet here and the technical SEO crawl that will you will get from the primary or senior SEO tech. They prepare the spreadsheet, and they also link the spreadsheet in the kickoff call, so you will get the spreadsheet link from there. Now the next part is to add some information from the analytics. Sometimes it happen that you get the analytics access during the kickoff call from the client, and sometimes it happen that the client do not give the access right after the kickoff call or in the kickoff call, or they take some time to give the analytics access. But if you got the access, if DP's got the access, they provide the access to all the team members. If you got the access before you create this mini strategy document, before you submit actually this mini strategy document, then you have to fill this section. And if you didn't have the access before you submit this document, then there is no need to fill this section, because obviously you do not have the access for analytics. So in this section, you have to add the top landing pages, You can check the data from last 3 months or 6 months. If 6 months data is available, then go for the 6 months. If the analytics was not present like in 6 months, so you can add the 3 month data as well. So add the top landing pages, obviously. I mean, whoever, I mean, basically, I also showed you how to check the top landing pages in our last call for quarterly strategy meeting. So you can do that. You can find out the top landing pages for last 3 months or 6 months, whatever data is available in the analytics, and add the link to that, or maybe add the link to the spreadsheet. It depends upon you. You can add the link of the analytics, or you can also add the link to the spreadsheet where you add the top landing pages. Now, basically, I have mentioned here, basically we have mentioned here the add analytics links. So you can utilize the link, the analytics link, and you can add the link basically to the top landing pages. Now the next is the organic traffic screenshot. Now we have to check the organic traffic, how organic traffic and overall traffic is trending, and we need to add the screenshot for that particular. I mean, you can check the all traffic. When you check the all traffic, when you click on the channels, you would be able to get the report for all traffic, how the traffic is trending. You can check the traffic for like last 3 months, and you can take the screenshot and you can add the screenshot in basically this section. Now the most important thing that we actually try to understand what kind of traffic and from which devices basically those traffic is coming from. Now that basically that means that we need to find out what is the percentage of the desktop traffic and what is the percentage of the mobile traffic. So I showed you in last call, in the quarterly strategy meeting call, how we check the mobile traffic and the desktop traffic, how we compare which traffic is more, like if the desktop traffic is more or the mobile traffic is more. I mean, the traffic is coming from the desktop users or the mobile users. So that is a very important part, and we need to understand that we need to get this information when we have the analytics access. That is very important. That will make you understand if the client is mobile first client, or we need to work on the mobile bit more, right? So that is also one thing that we can do. So three reports here we required for the analytics section. The first one is the top landing pages. The second one is the screenshot of the overall traffic. The third one is the device users. We need to give the screenshot of the device users, or maybe we can add the percentage and then add the screenshot, the desktop percentage, the mobile user percentage, and the screenshot of the desktop and the mobile users. So that is the analytics report we require. Is that clear, or is there any question for the analytics section?
No, clear.
Okay, good. Now here start the strategy. Once you complete your analytics section, the next section that we have to work on is basically we need to provide our strategy. So first thing in any SEO is obviously the first and the primary thing is keywords. We have to uh, research on the keywords that should be used on the client website, so that we can increase the traffic through those keywords. So now the keywords. Now the first thing that we need to add is the keyword. The main pages of the website, any e-commerce website, the main pages are the home page, the category pages, and the product pages. Now, these three pages are the most important pages when we talk about um, the e-commerce website. And if we talk about the lead generation website, in those cases we have home page, we have service page, and we can also add the keyword for the about us page. So the services pages, the home page, and the about us page can we need to add the keyword for those pages. When we, or if we have the location pages, then yes, for the location pages as well, when we work on the lead generation website. So obviously when you work on the keywords, you have to do a little bit of research. You have to check the SEMrush data. You have to check how many homepage keyword basically we have that are actually ranking. Maybe some keywords that are on the second page might have a good search volume. We may use those keywords. So you need to do a bit of research when you select the keywords for the home page, for the product pages, for the category pages. You can also utilize competitors. So when you have a kickoff call, they will give you the number of competitors, and the client actually give you the number of competitors. And if they do not give in the kickoff call, you can ask DPs. They might have that information, or the DS in the client call. So that's important for the client to give that information, and generally they ask in the kickoff call for the main competitors. And when you have that information, you can utilize, you can check those websites, and you can check for what keywords. Even you can ask me for the SEMrush report for the competitors as well, so you can understand for which keyword the competitor is ranking for its home page. So likewise, you can utilize those keywords as well for your client's website. So you have to do a bit of research to check the keywords that we should use on the home page, on the category page, and on the product pages. Now, product pages generally, we prefer to have a pattern, because mostly the product pages have same kind of obviously the same kind of template. So what we try to use is the pattern of the keywords. You can also utilize that, or maybe just the product name itself can be a keyword. But you have to do a bit of research how competitors are using the product page title, what kind of keywords they are adding in their title. And likewise, you can also suggest, or you can also check for the product pages. Not for all the product pages, some of the product pages you can showcase, or you can just add the pattern that you think can work. I mean, just the pattern, and that pattern apply for all the product page keywords. So you have to do a bit of research, and you need to add the keyword. For the e-commerce website, you need to add keywords like the homepage keyword, the category pages keyword, and the uh, product page keywords. For the lead generation website, you have to give homepage keyword, service pages keyword, location pages keyword, and sometimes about us keyword. So these are the keywords. Or maybe you can also add, so suppose after adding the keywords, you find out through the SEMrush report there are a number of keyword where the client side is already ranking, but we can push those keyword maybe through the blog. Maybe you find out there are number of how to keyword, when, what kind of keywords that are that for which the client side is ranking. And obviously those keywords have some terms which are actually you can say which are actually have some search volume. So you can add those keywords in the other terms to consider, where we can add some of the keywords that can be utilized in other part of the website, maybe in the blog section, maybe in the news section, or maybe to for the interlinking purposes. So that way you have to give a complete keyword research. I will show that part in an example. So this is the website, the discount computers, sorry, discount two-way radio. Sorry, I Okay, so they give the homepage keywords and the category pages. Now you can find out like these are they basically give the, if you check, we always use to have the high search volume keywords for the home page, whether it is a e-commerce website or the lead generation website. We try to keep the homepage keywords very general, and at the same time those keywords have high search volume. Now they have added the report in which they give the homepage keyword, then the category and service pages keyword, and then they added some of the other terms to consider, because this is a very big website and we cannot add all the products and the categories. So they have showed some of the important one. Maybe you can check, if you have the analytics data, you can check what are the important categories and you can show at least 5 or 6 of them. And then if you find out something related to product, and you can find out some pattern that can be utilized for the products, you can add that. So we have given you some of the outline, how you can add the keyword section in the template. And this is one of the example where tags have added basically the homepage keyword, and then they have added the category pages keyword and some of the other terms that they would like us to consider, right? So obviously this section, the keyword research section, is basically very what you can say, you have to do a high level of research for that purpose. You need to check the competitors as well, you need to check the rush report that you have linked above in the document, and then you have to check the keywords for the home page, then the category or the service pages, and then the product or the location pages. So likewise you have to work on it. I can give you some examples, I mean example basically example documents that you can refer to when you are creating some of the strategies, or maybe the dummy strategies. So that would help you to understand how to work on the keywords, right? Any question?
Um, Hi. Do we have like a minimum number of search volume for a keyword to be considered?
No. So basically, we do not follow any trend like this is the search volume, then we have to add this keyword to the home page or the category page or the product pages. We actually do the thorough research. We find out, we go through the SCM rush data. We find out if we are checking for the home page keyword, we will check, we will sort the report, we will check all the keywords that are already ranking for the home page. We will find from the search volume and from the Google search that if those keywords are actually important, and how many of those keywords are actually important for the client business. Also we keep in mind what client has said in the kickoff call about their business, and if those keywords are actually the one that reflect their businesses. So we have to keep everything in our mind and then select some of the keyword for the homepage. At the same time, you have also to check what are the keyword added in the title tag of the website. So suppose this is the website, then you have to check the keywords that are already added in the title tag. If those keywords are added in the title tag already, that means client are utilizing those keywords, and these keywords must be important for the client. So you have to find out the search volume for those keywords as well. And if you think that these keywords are also helpful, and if you search on the Google with these keyword and you get the exact kind of websites that the client is having, exact kind of business websites, so yes, that keyword can also be the homepage keyword. Likewise for other pages. So you have to do a bit of research to add keywords here. not a very vast research is required, because obviously we have a separate keyword meeting where all people meet together and select the keywords. But yes, you have to give a general idea that comes into your mind when checking the competitors, when checking the homepage of the website, when checking the Google search results that comes up with when you add some of the keyword from the page titles. So a bit of research is required, but it cannot be very vast, because obviously you have very less time to create this document. Either you have to submit this document the same day, or if you are not able to complete it on the same day, you can submit it the very next day, but you cannot be late to submit this document. So obviously not a very vast research is required, but obviously you have to take care of the client website, the client SEMrush keyword, the competitors keywords, and the competitors website, and accordingly you can give your suggestions, right?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, any other question? Okay, the second part is content. We generally cannot give, I mean, basically content is what copy team used to give ideas on, but we can give a very general idea that comes to our mind when we check the website during the kickoff call. So suppose during the kickoff call, techs already know that how to check the duplicate content on the website, how to check the server generated duplicate content on the website. Those kind of things techs already know how to check. So while working on, while on the, you are on the call, you might check those stuff already, and then if you find some issues, you can add in this section. Together you have to give some general ideas what you think copy team should work in month 1 or month 2 and the other months. So basically the first thing that copy team do is when the campaign start, for the very first month they write home page, they write about us, and the FAQ page. These three pages are general. These pages are written for every client, and if there are already a content on those pages, we optimize that content according to keyword we select for those pages, and we submit that content to the client to replace the present content. So that this is the first thing that copy team do. So they write the home page, they write the about us page, they write the FAQ page. So we know that this is one thing that copy team do. So very general suggestion for all the websites. So we can add this, right? The second thing is, if you have uh, the analytics access, you can find out what are the most important categories. Maybe through the landing pages you can check what are the important categories. Through the product performance you can check what are the important products for the website. You can give idea that these products or these categories are very important for the website, for so we suggest to work on these three or these four products or these three or these four categories for the first month. Now there, I do not know if there is any standard that we follow, but basically I have checked in certain um I mean, basically content ideas that copy team gave. In those section, they have, like, if it is 100-hour client, they have added like 30 copies, 30 or 33 copies. So that means they are writing like 1/3 of the client hours copies per month. So that means if it is 100-hour client, approximately 30 copies they are writing. So accordingly you can give some of the suggestions. So suppose it is 20-hour client, that means they probably be writing 6 copies per month. So that means accordingly you can give the idea. You can also give the idea, obviously the outreach email. It's very general that the copy team have to create the outreach email to the very first month, because obviously when the outreach email template is ready, the link building team can utilize that template the very next month. So the copy team can work on the outreach template the very first month. So that is also very general idea for all the um, clients, so we can add that in the first month. The next thing which is very general for all the client is we create business profiles for the client. That is also one of the link building activities, and for that particular activity we require some social descriptions. So we ask copy team to write like 4 long and 4 short social descriptions, so that can be utilized for the business profile creation. So that is also one task that copy team have to perform the very first month. So the suggestions are very general for all the website for the first month. The general suggestions are to write the home page, about us, the FAQ page. Then the general suggestion is to write the outreach email template, then the profile, the social profile creation. These three tasks are very general for all the clients for the first month. Then you can select the categories and the product pages that you find out through the analytics that are very important for the client, or maybe in the kickoff call client have already mentioned some of the categories and the products that are very important for them. So uh, you can add that in a suggestion for the first month, because client have already explained that is that are very important for them. So obviously these are the categories that we have to work in the first month. So that can be one of your suggestion. Likewise for the next months, for the next coming month, obviously the link building process have already been started in the second month. So in that case they have to write the blog, or sorry, the guest blogs or the guest articles or the PR articles. So that can be your suggestion for the second month. So these are very general suggestions that you can add for the copy team, but copy team work on their own strategy that is probably very much different from what you are suggesting. But you have to give suggestion for the content part, and that can be a very general suggestion that can apply for all the client. But basically when you talk about the product and categories, you have to check it either through the kickoff call notes or through the analytics section. So that are something that you can advise for the content section. And also when you find out that the client website have some duplicate content, then yes, that can also be one of the suggestion that we need to write the unique content for these pages that are actually duplicate, right? So you can add some of the duplicate content related suggestion in the content part. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now the link building part. Obviously everyone has to add the general suggestion for the link building, but the people who are actually working on the client for the link building part, this part is very important for you all. So you have to include it in a separate, I mean obviously you need to add only the link building, the link builders have to add only the link building suggestion. So that's obviously important for them, but everybody in the meeting have to add something related to link building, because obviously everyone have idea what kind of link client must have, or sometimes client also have some ideas that they explain in the kickoff call that you can utilize, and you can give that as a suggestion. And further you can also add your own suggestions that you think can be beneficial for getting a link for a client. Now, the profile links, I already told you that we work on business profiles. We create business profile for the client. We have some websites on which we work, like Hot Frog. Hot Frog is one of the very prominent business listing website. So there we submit all the businesses, all the client businesses. Likewise, we have other websites as well. We have a list of website where we submit the client business. Now, the profile links, we have a standard, like we if we have like 100 or 150 websites, so 1/6 of those website should be utilized for the first month for 20-hour client. And if it is a 40-hour client, it should be 1/3 of those websites. So if we have 150 business profile websites, then we have to work on 1/3 of 150 for the very first month if the client is 40-hour client. And likewise, so we work on the business profile link, that is very general suggestion, right? Now the guest blog link, if the client is 20-hour client, it still required lot of research to get one link for that particular client. So one link for one guest blog link for a 20-hour client. And if the client is higher hour, it keeps on increasing, right? Now, um, when we research on the blog, there can be industry related link or client niche link that can also be added. There can be some local websites that we can research on. If the client business is very much localized, those websites we can utilize. That can be one of the suggestion for link building. Now, obviously, when you add some link building suggestions, when you are already a link builder, you understand client business, you think that there can be some of the outreach topics that we can include in our research. So when you start working, or when you add some link building ideas, you should also give some 4 to 5 almost outreach topics that you actually utilize to outreach for getting a blog link or the article link for the client. So basically you have to include some of the topics, the outreach topics. Then obviously we also do very very general idea, we do the competitors research. The client mentioned their main competitors in the kickoff call itself. You can add those competitors in this list basically, and then you can say that we would utilize these competitors to research and then find out what are the website they are linked to. And if those websites are very much relevant to our client business, then we go ahead and outreach those websites to get a link back to our client as well. So that is also a very general suggestion, and that we actually do for almost, or I mean not almost, for all our client, we actually do this. Now sometimes it happens that in the kickoff call, client mentioned that we actually want to work with the influencers. Now social media influencers, it is a very prominent field these days. People are working as a social media influencers. They have number of contacts, they have number of videos, they have number of YouTube videos where we can basically try to mention our client business or name. So those influencers, if client mention in the kickoff call, or secondly if you think that the client business is like that the social media influencers can be very helpful, so we will utilize the hours to research on some of the influencers, and then we can outreach those influencers, and then we will find out if that can be a one of the success to get the client brand mention or the link for the client website. So that can be one of the suggestion, right? Now, if you are link builder, you already know that we also work on occasion based link buildings. When we have like Mother's Day, when we have like Valentine's Day, when we have like Christmas coming, then we actually research on the websites that actually add some products, or maybe add some gift guides every year for that particular occasion. And then we find out that if we can also showcase some of the products of the client in those gift guides. So that is one of the suggestion you can give, because this is a fashion website, and the fashion website have a peak months like October, November, December, or the peak month during the Mother's Day, or the peak month during any occasions. You can find out the occasion where the fashion websites do very well. and then you can say that we will find out some of the website that can actually mention the brand and the client business, and we can get a link back or a brand mention on those websites. So that can be one of these suggestion, right? This is the occasion, I mean basically you can say the holiday based or the occasion based link building ideas. Next, sometimes the client do charities. That is one very positive uh, way. I mean basically many clients do charities because they want to get some mentions online. So the charity, if they do charity, we have a question in the kickoff call where we can find out what kind of charity they do. We will get idea from there what kind of charity they do, and we can find out some websites that actually mention the businesses who do those kind of charities, and we can outreach them and we can find out if we get the brand mentions. So these are all ideas. There can be more thing like infographics. They are very popular these days. We can find out if we can create some infographic for the client website. We can create a blog, add an infographic, and then we can find out if we can put that infographic blog link to some of the website. That can also be one of the link building idea. So there can be tons of idea that you can think of for the link building part, and you can add your suggestions. If you are link builder, you can add your suggestions separately in a different document, and if you are tech or a DP, you can add in the same document. But list down some of the general suggestions, and then your document is ready, I mean basically for the link building portion. Any other, I mean uh, any question related to that? There can be other ideas. There can be like unlinked brand mention, as I said. There can be an infographic. There can be local publications. So you can add, I mean depending upon the client niche, depending upon what client said in the kickoff call, what kind of business they are, and what you think that can be very helpful for their business, you their businesses, you can obviously add that in your link building I mean section. Any question related to the link building section? Okay. Yeah. Is there any question? All right. So the next part is SEO analysis. Now this is very important part, and obviously these are the issues that you get. I mean, even if you are not a technical person, when you check a website, there can be number of things that you can suggest to that website owner. So uh, basically these suggestions are added thinking of like, I mean obviously when you come to a website, there can be number of things that you can find not very good on that website. So so SEO analysis, basically the combination of the technicalities, and also it is like the some of the things that you actually saw in the website that actually do not appeal to you, or maybe you can say the user experience, user behavior of the website. Those points can be added. So we have given some of these suggestions in the order of their priority. Obviously when you do not have the analytics added, or basically you I mean you do not have the analytics access for the client, you need to check the analytics through tag manager, oh sorry, the tag assistant. So suppose this is the website, this is the tag assistant. You have to go to the tag assistant, enable record, and then reload the website. Then you will find out now there is a tag manager. So they configured the tag manager and the Google Analytics. Now you find out that the tag manager is working quite well because it's green, right? And the Google Analytics, obviously, because Google Analytics is configured through Tag Manager, so yeah, I mean, there seems to be no issue. Or the one issue that I actually prefer is when you have a Google Tag Manager already, right? And your Google Analytics, you have to check if your Google Analytics is configured through Google Tag Manager, then there is no need to add the Google Analytics code, right? This is actually the technical stuff. Now, uh, in your section, I mean, basically you have to check the tracking. If the tracking is on place, then there you can add your suggestion related to that, right? So you have to check the tracking through Tag Assistant, and if you find out any issue, you can mention that issue here. So if suppose I find out something like Google Analytics have non-standard optimization, that means probably the code is not in the header section, so I have to check it deeply. The code might not be in the header section, which should be. So I can add that there is a Google Analytics code present on the website, but the Google Analytics code is not on the head basically not on the header section of the website. So it is like a non-standard implementation, so we need to um, I mean, implement the code in the header section of the website. So that can be one of the suggestions. So you have to check your website through Tag Assistant and find out if the code, where the code is, if the code is present or not. So those kind of suggestions should be added here. Then obviously we want the website to be on the HTTPS. So suppose the website is not on the HTTPS, so it should be your second suggestion. You can find out here, right? They say the connection is secure, so this website is in the HTTPS already. So there can be some of the website which is not on the HTTPS, or uh, there can be mixed content. There can be some pages on the website that are on the HTTPS, or some pages which are not. In that case, it shows in this section, in this I, you will find out that if there is a mixed content or not. So in that case, you need to add that here. If the website is not in HTTPS, then obviously you have to give the suggestion to migrate it completely to the HTTPS. If the website is in, I mean, there is mixed content, you can also add the suggestions there, right? So that is one, that is the another part. Then you can check the header section of the website. Now there can be number of suggestions for the header section. There should be phone number on every header section of the website. The phone number should be linked, and the phone number should have a tracking code added, which we can utilize for tracking purposes. So these can be the suggestion for the phone number. Or you can also give a suggestion that there in the header section there should be social media links, so they can be reachable very easily, and they should be above the fold on the website. So that can also be one of the suggestions that you can add here. So you have to check the header, and then you have to check the footer of the website. There can be number of suggestions that you can give for the footer. This footer seems all right, but there can be some websites where you can find but just 2 or 3 pages of the website and not most important pages. So there should be some quick links, there should be some important pages of the website that should be added in the footer. There should be some social media icons on the website. There should be some badges, right? Some trust badges, right? So these are the suggestion. Or maybe you can also suggest for the sign up the newsletter link here. I mean, basically the newsletter, sign up the newsletter button should be there. Those can be suggestions for the footer. So you need to check the header, you need to check the footer, and give the suggestions accordingly. Then you can also check the banner of the website. The banner should have good call to actions. And if you think the competitors have some running banners Now I can see that banner is static. I have to go here, then now I can see, I mean, basically I have to go one by one, and the banner is not going by itself. So it can be one of the issue, then I can show in the banner section. Now this information, you can find out that if this call to action is something which is working very well, or maybe you can find out that there can be some other call to action. There can be a product link to this section. So that can be one of the suggestion, right? So these are very very general suggestions that you can give for every website that you can think of. I mean, basically you can think website as, I mean, visiting a website like not a technician, but as a layman, what kind of things you require on a website. Those can be the user behavior or the user experience related suggestions. So yeah, I mean, obviously the banner of the website, the header, how you like to be, I mean, how you, if this can be your website, how you would like the header should be, maybe how would you like a footer should be, how you like a banner should be on the website, what kind of call to action you probably might have on your own website. So these are some of the suggestions that you can give. Obviously the navigation menu, so suppose you check the analytics and you find out this product is doing very well, but when you check the navigation menu, this product is at the end. Now you find out that if this product is very good, why not this product should be here rather than here, because it should be very much clickable, easily clickable. So you can give the suggestion like that. So navigation menu can be one of your suggestion. The functions of the navigation menu, maybe these navigation menu is not working very properly in the mobile. You can also check that, and you can give those suggestions as well. So navigation menu related suggestions can be, I mean, basically are the part of SEO analysis. Then obviously you know about load speed. So the page load speed, you find out the device, I mean, basically mobile page load speed is very less. You can suggest to improve that. So that can be, I mean, that suggestion is also a part of SEO analysis. Now you find out that from going to one, I mean, basically one product to another, I mean, one from home page to other product, you find out, I mean, you can see these are the basically breadcrumbs. But so suppose there is a suggestions like I show you, I have found, yeah. Okay, so the breadcrumbs are very deep. So this is one of the suggestion I found here. You can see the navigation is so deep. The breadcrumbs, you can find out the breadcrumbs, there are a number of breadcrumbs. So that can be some of the suggestions, the navigations, the obviously the navigations. And then you also find out the breadcrumbs that are actually, I mean, this is good, this is good. I mean, I think this breadcrumb is good, because obviously when home, then all products, from the all products you want to go to category radios, and then subcategory portable radios. So these are the good example of breadcrumb. I do not think there is any issue with the breadcrumb, but there can be I mean, breadcrumb related suggestions. So you find out in some websites the breadcrumb are not implemented, or if suppose they are implemented, they are actually not very well implemented and very well showcased. They are not in this hierarchy. So that can be one of the suggestion for some of the websites. So you can check the breadcrumb in SEO analysis. Now obviously the schema markup, there is a tool which is the data structure tool from Google that help you to check the schema for the website. So if I put this product page or the categories page, you will find out if there is any issue with the schema markup here. And if you find out that there is an issue with the product schema markup, or maybe the category schema markup through this tool, you can find out that there is a issue with the breadcrumb list. So those can be included. in this section. So yeah, this the SEO analysis section, you can utilize that to showcase the issues you find out in the schema markup, right? Right. So you can also check the homepage structure. You can check the homepage structure, and you find out that the competitors are actually doing really well. The homepage of the competitors are very much organized, but basically the client homepage is not. Then you can give some of the suggestions, some of the screenshots from the client's competitors homepage, the things that you like on those homepage, you can add those in your suggestion here. Similarly, you can check the product pages for the client and for the client competitor. You find out some issue in the product page of the client, and you find out some very good stuff in the product page of the client's competitor, you can suggest that. So these all suggestions are the part of SEO analysis. You can say that some suggestions that you actually want your website basically to get improved on. So these can be a very general suggestions that you can utilize, but at the same time those suggestions are very technical as well. So that are the suggestions that you should be adding in the SEO analysis part. Is that clear? Is there any question that you people want to ask?
No, clear.
Okay. Now the development section, basically we'll utilize this section to, I mean, I showed you this spreadsheet, right? So you can utilize this section to add some of the issues that can be that should be checked or basically rectified very soon. So suppose you find out there are a number of redirect chains. Now redirect chains are very bad for a website in terms of the page load speed, right? The page load speed increase when there are redirect chains. So yes, obviously that is one suggestion that you want to get rectified. I mean, one issue that you want to get rectified as soon as possible. So find out some of the issue from this sheet that should be rectified very early and add those in your development suggestions, right? So that is something we can do for the development section. Okay. So this completes the template. Any question, any suggestion, any thought? Is this clear? I mean, any question related to any section of this mini strategy template?
So far, so good.
Okay, cool.
We need just an example on like the one you're presenting now. If you can link to us so we can check
Yep.
check it.
I'm gonna link 2 or 3 examples that I have together. Obviously, you guys already have this mini strategy template with yourself. You can find out if there is, I mean, while I mean, reviewing these examples and the template, if you find out any issue, just let me know and I would be available to check that and give you my opinion on that. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great. So